Hey guys, all right. How are we doing? Let me just get my earphones on so we can hear a little better. And hello to everyone. All right, so hello. All right, first off, my name is Rachel Feldman, and I want to hear from you guys. So, who is going to pop in the chat box? I see Julie and Tara. So give me we're going to get a little tricky. Not a 1. Give me a 5 if this is your first webinar with me. But give me a 3 if you've been here before. And tell me where you're coming from. 3. Hey, Stacy. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, Colorado. I love that. Oh, I need some California. I need some weather here. It is hot here in Florida already. Not that you need to know all about my personal life because you know enough on Facebook. But we went from pretty much a little 2-week winter to it's hot. Okay, so we've got Michigan. I will send you some heat. Here you go. Hence why I always wear sleeveless. It's not that I need to show my muscles, but it is hot. Okay, so let's get down to business. I'm so extremely excited. I thought a lot about this webinar, and what did I really need to talk about? What would go against everything that I see on Facebook? The emails that I get into my inbox, I'm sure you get them too, which say things like make, X amount in X days, have a 30,000, launch, and have a 6-figure launch, a 5-figure challenge, all those. And look, we all want that. Of course we do, 100%. But I also want to be realistic. And so, if you go onto yourhealthcoachbiz.com, you'll see people. I have a good friend. She had 530 people to her launch. Let me just find my calculator. Oops, give me 1 second. 1 second, guys. I got to find, Sorry. She had 530 people to her launch at $97. So let's just do the math before we even get down and dirty. That was $51,000. I remember actually talking to her and I was like, okay, so you bought a program for me for under $400 and you made $51,000. I know other coaches who buy a program, let's even just say $400, and they have 40 times 97, 3,880. I have coaches who have 100 at 97. That's 9,700. Everyone is different. Everyone is different. And there's not one way to have a successful launch. Let me say that again. There's not one way to have a successful launch. You do not have to launch online to have a successful launch. I have partnered with gyms, I've partnered with yoga studios, I've partnered with juice places. I have launched offline and online. But what I want to talk specifically about tonight is, yes, I will be talking about the launch goal. Total transparency, because I hate when somebody takes you through also a whole webinar and then sells to you at the end. So I am all about here it is up front. I will be talking about the launch goal because I see this happening. I see a lot of people buying programs. I see a lot of people launching or trying to launch opt-in freebies, not having enough authority or not having enough of the planning phase happening, the pre-launch, the dripping, which is why I created the launch goal. And it's not just for health coaches, but it's for anybody in the wellness field. So whether you're a life coach, a fitness coach, a health coach, anybody who is in the lifestyle brand, which is different than just an entrepreneur. It's a very different thing when you are touching and talking about people's emotional pain points. It's a little different when you're saying, here, buy this social media kit or get this website. Of course, yes, is it a pain point when you have a bad website and you want to hire somebody? But it's very different when you are hiring somebody because you don't feel good about yourself, or you are sick, or you want to get a better body, or you want to change like your life and you want to transform and you don't know how to do it and you're looking for the right person. It's very different than just saying, here, launch a webinar. You really have to feed into a person's needs, and it has to be done in a story. It has to be done in a different way. There has to be the business part of you, the strategic part of you, but there also has to be, which is easy for many of us, that heartfelt part of us. But if you don't plan out your business, what happens for most people is this, is I see them go, well, I put this opt-in freebie up, I posted on Facebook, I boosted it, and nobody signed up. Whereas when I've seen people strategically do this, and it, again, doesn't mean everyone has the same outcome, but when I see things planned, and when you nail down your niche, your message, and you know your own story, when those all align, and it's very clear, people will follow you, and people will fall in love with you. And so what we're going to talk about tonight is I want to show you how to make $3,000. And I want to show you examples. And I want you to ask questions, because what I find is when I do these webinars, when people stay silent, they don't get what they need. When people ask for what they need, when people raise their hands, when people, get down and dirty with me, they have aha moments. And those aha moments are the breakthroughs. And those are the coaches that are the ones that stand out. Those are the coaches that make it. Those are the educators, or those are whatever you want to call yourself. Or those are the nutritionists, or those are the registered dietitians, or the fitness coaches. But those are going to be the ones that are going to get hired. Because those, as scared as anybody is, are the ones that are hungry enough and their why is so clear that they're like, screw it. I am asking the question because I want and I know that I need to make this business work. So without further ado, again, my name is Rachel Feldman. I'm excited, terribly excited, as you can see. So just give me a second while I flip my screen so I can share with you. Okay. Okay, guys. So how to make your first 3K by moi, Rachel Feldman. Okay, so here we are, yes, in my office. There I am. Although a little done up with a little more makeup. All right, so I'm a health coach. I graduated from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, like many of you. Many of you have also graduated from other grand, fabulous schools as well. I am a detox specialist. I furthered my education at 4 different schools because I knew, not just from my own health issues, from health issues that even plagued my children, my husband, my clients, I said, what is going on in this world? It can't just be the food. It's not just the vaccines. It's not just this. It's not just that. What is happening with us as people? What are even our gene mutations? How do we detoxify? And what makes one person able to eat McDonald's and, happy as can be and detoxify fine compared to another person? So I needed to really dig deeper into understanding detoxification on a spiritual, on a physical, and on an emotional level. Because the physical blockages and the emotional blockages that we have truly lead to so many of our problems. I'm a business coach for health coaches, and that totally happened organically because I was having success in my business and many other coaches were not. Proud mom and wife. And I am a 6-figure business owner. And I say that, and I always say this loud and clear, that happens before the Done For You programs. Because I want you to know that you can, as a health and wellness professional, make the money that you need to make to support your family, yourself, put away money for college funds, for mat mitzvahs, whatever it is, retirement, and do what you love and help other people. So why are we here? Everyone knows me. If you know from other webinars, named after my good friend, this is Susie, my calculator. So why are we here? We're going to learn how to make your first 3K with real money-making tactics. And I want to show you tonight because sometimes we think that it's like really hard to do this. And we get overwhelmed and we get stuck in overwhelm. And then we do what? We do nothing. Or we do what a lot of people do is then we do the FOMO, the fear of missing out. We jump onto every mastermind, every challenge, every paid, etc. We buy every program out there instead of really sitting down and planning out our 90 days, planning out our 6 months, having a real strategic plan of what email is going to go to our list, or how are we going to approach, vendors locally, or what are we actually going to do and why are we doing it? So to make money online and offline, you need real strategies. Of course we're ready. We're here. This is one of my favorite quotes. Leaders spend 5% of their time on the problem and 95% of their time on the solution. Get over it and crush it. So that is by Tony Robbins. And I always think of this quote because successful people don't keep hopping to the next thing. I did that at one time in my business, and it's not something that leads you to success. Fabian Fredrickson is a person who spoke about this many, many years ago when nobody even was talking about this. You have to master what you're really good at, and you have to have it planned and strategically planned so that you know what you need to focus on that day and every day. When I work with coaches one-on-one, I have a whole planning sheet for them. Sometimes it even takes us 90 minutes just to plan out 1 month. Every task is done so that they know and I know, especially when we're talking launches. And I help to launch a lot of coaches. What do they need to do every day? And some coaches have large launches. Some coaches I work with come to me ground zero. Most actually. A lot, half and half. So that means that they have no site, no list, nothing. And they want to get visibility. Or some come with great visibility. They're tired of one-on-one, and now it's time for them to move to groups, memberships, and they need a strategic plan. And so that's why it's so important to not just sit there and go, okay, well, I'm just going to throw out this opt-in freebie. I'm just going to throw out this challenge. Okay, so you're going to do a challenge. What are you leading them to? I have one client who I say, okay, I know you don't want to do online. So in the webinar, what are we leading them to? One-on-one. But now let's sweeten the one-on-one. So then we strategically think about that. And a lot of us don't go through that planning, masterminding stage. And then what happens? We buy something, we think it doesn't work, we don't plan it out, we don't sit with it. And we don't have a community in the space to mastermind within that, which is why in the launch school, we have that community, which is why you see me in the launch school on my phone doing a live stream every week at 12:30, which is why I have 2 coach moderators in there. And one of my moderators, actually, I pay her to be able to shoot videos to walk everyone step by step through that launch process. because anyone knows that beginning part of doing MailChimp, that beginning part of like, oh my God, what do I do? Social media, everything. Or even if you're going offline, how do I put a table together? How do I get people's emails? What do I say to them? What am I doing? Where am I leading them to? What do I do to put a basket together? All these questions that we have that we're like, who can answer this for me, please? That's why I put that forum together. Because launching isn't just launching an online program. Launching is about launching your business. So now let's get into strategy. Strategy 1, take out a pen, everyone. I'm going to give you just a second. I want to make sure the chat box also is open in case I see any questions. And also, if you have a question, pop it into the Q&A box as well. Question and answer. Strategy 1, you buy a cleanse. You launch a home cooking party. So why do I want to bring in this one? I want to bring in this strategy because this is offline. And for many of you, I feel like Gary Vaynerchuk, but for many of you, online right now is not going to be your jam. It's just not. There's not enough authority built yet. And so people don't know you enough yet. Or you're not comfortable. And I hear this all the time, right? I'm not comfortable to do a live stream, or I don't know yet my niche, or I haven't really people don't know me for X, Y, and Z. Or just like when I work with somebody one-on-one, or even in, the launch forum, you have to come in and welcome yourself with knowing your niche. And I keep saying, what is your niche? Tell me why they're coming. What are the pain points? So I'm grilling you, and asking you, why are they coming? Why are you different from another coach? Because if you can't answer that, they're gone. So this is a great choice for somebody who feels nervous about launching a program. This is a great opportunity also for the person who that whole MailChimp automation just feels like too much. So what is the solution? So I'm not going to give everything away because that's what the school would be for. But here's the simple strategy. You edit all your documents, you put it into Dropbox. People sign up, they pay you $77. It's a cooking party at your house. Let's just take out the calculator. Usually food is about, say you have 40 people. So goal is 40 people, 20. I'm going to do this 20 at a time. Say you spend about $40 on food. So then cooking party is 77. 77 times, like we said, 40 people. 3,080. Now you're going to do this twice. Now, if you can fit 40 people into your home, you could do this twice a month. That would mean that you have $6,160. Let me just see the question right here. So should we use a couple of recipes of the cleanse? Nope. See, this is where it gets interesting, guys. What you're doing is you're making it so desirable. Now you might have, I know some coaches who have done this and charge $97. What you're doing is you're promoting this and you're saying, hey guys, I am offering something really special. I am going to do a party. I am doing, healthy cocktails, which could be like Vitamix cocktails, or maybe you want to serve wine. Some people don't drink and they want to make it just a healthy thing. And you're saying to people, look, if you've always been confused about how to eat healthy, and I think the biggest problem that a lot of people have is they feel like they don't have time to eat healthy. How often have we heard this? I don't have time to eat healthy. I just want to go and it's just easy to get pizza, you know, and I see pizza boxes all the time outside, you know, people's house. It's easy to get pizza. It's easy to, you know, go to the drive-through. It's easy to just get something delivered. I don't come home until 7, you know, with the kids from activities. My husband doesn't come home until this. So what you're saying is, I get it, but you're also not feeling good. You're gaining weight. You feel overwhelmed. So I'm hosting a cooking party to teach you how to make food literally in less than 15 minutes. And I'm going to teach you how to then batch cook it. So it's in your fridge. Like if I were to take my computer right now and go to my fridge, you would see how we cook, because we have all our grilled chicken. We have all our vegetables that have been roasted. We have a salad in there. We have all my juice. We have all, you know, the stuff for the kids. Everything is batched. Because if I come out of my office and we have all the avocados and all our fruit and stuff like that, if I come out, all the veggie sticks got to be cut up. Everything's got to be, or what happens, we go right to the pantry and then we're like this. We're just like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. So we're not eating the very things that really then what? Give us energy and keep us strong and keep us our immune strong and everything like that. So your cooking party, so it doesn't have to be a cleanse. Let me just back this up. Could be, I call any of these the gateway ones. So it could be grain-free. It could be easy weight loss. It could be a cleanse. It could, or you do this as a series, guys. Woohoo! I didn't even think about this earlier, but as we're masterminding, this is where it comes out. You could do this as a series. So the longer ones like sugar or revitalize or gut, mindset, you know, these can be a series and you're actually meeting people and they're in your home, but you're turning it into a cooking. A lot of people, it's interesting, they want to come for more hands-on. So not only are you cooking, but then you guys are all tasting and it's a fun experience and everyone's together and it's a journey. And a lot of people, that's what people want, community and journey. So you're giving them the whole program. Because when you think about this, why would you save it? You're giving them the whole program, whether you charge $77, $97, $137. Again, what I talked about the other day, the monetary value is also what you believe. So let's just even take that up and say that you have actually sugar and you're going, and that's a 6-week program. So let's just say that you're meeting 3 times, times 77. So it's 231 to be with you, group forum support. And your goal is 20 people, 4,620. That's 20 people. And so one of the things that we do in launch school is I also get people to be very goal oriented. What is your goal? How much do you need to make? It's a different mindset. It's an entrepreneurial mindset versus what we're used to as being empaths, health coaches, nutritionists, registered dietitians, whatever. It's a shift. It's a shift that has to be made when you say, I'm going to turn this into a business. A question is, so what you're saying is the cooking party is the program I give them? Yes, 100%. So I want you to start thinking about this because workshops could be $50. A lot of you are making zero money. Instead of utilizing the materials that you have, whether it's something from me or something that you already have, you're making zero when you could be, let's even say a workshop for 50 and your goal is 20, making 1,000. So what if you give them a program that you bought for 177? You just made $1,000. So if you did a workshop and you gave somebody the skinny black dress challenge, and a workshop was 22 hours, and you decided that you were going to show people how to make all these like really healthy recipes that were really energy driven snacks or metabolism boosting, and you bought that for $77, or you bought easy weight loss and you did a workshop, like I said, and maybe you got 30 people, 1,500. And maybe you wanted to take that up a notch, and maybe you're part of my oil team, or you do oils, or you do something else, and everyone got a free oil, like a lemon oil, $10 off. So now we're not going to minus the $30. But everyone's going to feel what? Loved and nourished. Sorry, you made 1,470 instead. Someone's saying, in my example, would people pay for the sugar program and also pay for the cooking party separately? No. You, in theory, they would be paying for the sugar, but it's a different marketing strategy. You're saying to people, hey guys, I'm doing 3 cooking parties, and you get access to this awesome program. So they're paying 77 times 3, getting to be with you for 6 awesome weeks, and a Facebook forum, and 3 cooking parties for $231 or $237. Yes, they feel like they're getting so much, guys. That's the difference. And for some of you, and like I said, I don't want to be like burst, be the one that's like, to burst the online, but online takes longer strategy than most of you are doing. And I would put $1 million on that most of you are not taking 6 weeks to plan out your launch, pre-drip, which is why in Launch School, I have an entire 2 books for pre-dripping, for dripping out the buzz, for nurturing that. And I would put money on the fact that that's what most of you guys are not doing. Now, I know launchers that, came and bought Done For You programs a few years ago. That was also when the market wasn't so overridden with coaches. That is the truth. It's not to scare people. It's not a fear tactic, like, don't be a coach, because now it's really time to niche that down, know your message, know your story, own your community, and really separate yourself from the rest so that you are really speaking like, why is somebody hiring you? And why are you so different? Like, today I went into a few forums just to see, and all I kept seeing, one after another, of new coaches who graduated a year ago, 2 years ago. I'm so overwhelmed, so overwhelmed, so overwhelmed. What's the difference between a Facebook page and a Facebook business page to a Facebook group? I want to launch a program. I don't even know what to do. I didn't even comment. I just wanted to see what is going on out there. And this is what I'm seeing. So let's talk about strategy number 2. Why is this important? Well, guys, because we need to make money doing what we love. Otherwise, you're just wasting money. And then what happens? You feel depressed. I don't know who doesn't. When you feel like you've put all your energy and your heart and your soul into something, you feel depressed and you feel anxiety and like a failure. Who doesn't? And then we want to quit, and nobody's going to do that. Nobody wants to do that. Okay, strategy number 2. We buy a weight loss program. Now remember, and I talk about this all the time, there's a difference between your niche and your niche that's marketable. So I, work with people who have digestive issues, autoimmune, similar to myself. And that's who I always attracted. But if I say like, well, join this program, I'm going to help you with digestive issues. Not many people even know what that is. It's a little different if I say, and I talked about this on the other webinar, if I say something to the effect, when you join this program, you'll get access to 4 specific guides that will take you step by step through a system that will help you to have more energy, that will help you to have glowing skin, because those digestive issues have been robbing you blind of the minerals you need for your hormones to function, for you to sleep better, for you to have better thoughts, better ideas, and so that you don't have foggy thinking, and so that at every moment of the day, you feel in total control of your life. And so that when your belly aches, when you have bad sleep and bags under your eyes, you know what foods to eat intuitively. You know how to handle the situations that you're in because you have the tools in your back pocket, because you've joined this program. Because when I suffered with digestive issues, my life felt like it was ending. I didn't want to eat out. I was scared to put food in my mouth, and I felt a slave in my own life. When you join this program, you get access to an exclusive private forum with myself, 4 calls to hold you accountable to the life that you deserve, 2 recipe guides so that you can choose if you want to eat vegetarian or omnivore, as well as access to my own private system of exactly what I do every day. There will be no more belly aches. There will be no more angst and anxiety about your next meal. I'm not making you promises. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm a woman that was once miserable and cried in her bathroom after every diagnosis. I found a way to live again. I know what worked for me, and now I share that with you. So tell me if you would join that program. And remember that everything about selling a program is about what comes from your soul and your story and your niche and knowing their points and their pain points and what they need to hear. But that came from what I wanted to hear as well. And if we don't cultivate that in our business in general, there will be no business. And that is not a fear factor. That is just reality. Yes, Joan, I will be sending, hi, Joan. I will be sending the replay when the replay is ready, when the replay is done. So, okay. Let me just get to a question. Julie is saying, I'm learning from working with clients that my type A clients thrive with one-on-one, but others thrive with the community aspect. That's where the strategies would come in great. 100%. So I will tell you, I love my one-on-one clients, still do. For people like me, I need one-on-one attention. I am a type A driven kind of person. I need like that, yo, Rach, right here, we're doing this. I need you to do this. And I need it to be like quick to the point. But I also love community. And so what I did with my clients is my one-on-one clients always got access to my programs. And I did my programs where I did them monthly. I just found that my detoxes or any program, I always felt that people needed longer support. Everyone was always at a different. So I just started charging like $99 for a month. It was even before, it was when memberships were coming around, but I just felt that that was a better system. You know, $99 for a month, people felt like they got more. I was in there more. And it created, I still even have 4 people who are emailing me like, when are you launching a program? What program can I get from you? Which means that creates people who come back. And that is the biggest thing, guys. You want raving fans. That's it. You want people who come back because you know that you did a great program. So always in your business, you want passive and active. Active is your one-on-one. There's only so much of you. And one-on-one takes a lot of energy, especially if you're working with people who aren't just like adding a superfood. And that is what the nice thing about having a group, and that is where the planning comes out. For a lot of coaches, they don't know how to plan. I didn't know how to plan because I didn't know what I wanted that plan to be. I was just like, well, I'll just launch. I'll just launch. But that doesn't create a system. So the whole idea about the launch goal is also creating a system, and also figuring out what kind of person are you? Is it right for you to be launching, and what is the right time? I see a lot of coaches, especially when I first opened Launch School, they were like, I'm gonna miss the ride for January. I've got to launch. And I was like, I wouldn't do that. It's too soon. So a lot of it is really taking a step back and not pushing it too fast. And also listening to your gut and knowing that you're going to have clients that need both. There are people who never, and I talked about this, Julie, great point, talked about this in the last webinar. Some people are never going to want one-on-one. They just don't need it. They don't want it. And then you're going to have other people who only want to be groupies. So having that, and also having different price points. Your one-on-one is clearly going to be more costly compared to your group. So it's great to have both. Okay. And also, the other thing is, if somebody does come to you, and they're really sick, and one of the reasons I started my first cleanse and detox is that I had a lot of people who were coming to me and couldn't afford me. And it broke my heart, like really broke my heart. And I knew that if I didn't create another opportunity for them, that was just going to be the constant call that I got. So I knew that it was out of my scope to sit there and be like, do this, do that. But I know with the power of cleansing and detoxification, at a very simple, and the cleanse that I have is really about clean eating. It's based on the teachings of Liz Lipsky and Alejandro Younger and Paul Pitchford and Donna Gates. It's really clean eating. And the elimination diet for me was a game changer. I was put on one when I was 18. And as the years went on, I realized I was intolerant to so many foods that didn't even show up on a blood test. And I've been through 4 different major companies, didn't even show up. It took me years of the allergy elimination test to realize I was intolerant to flax seeds, chia, nuts, grains. Quinoa had shown up on a blood test when I was 18, intolerant, and my babies inherited that intolerance too. But if I didn't have the elimination diet, I don't even know where I would be. And I thank my first doctor for doing that, because he was the one that was like, maybe you're intolerant to some of these foods. So, just remember, you can really support people in a group, even by taking them to the basics. It's the basics, guys, that sometimes we overlook that are so powerful. Okay, strategy number 2. We buy a weight loss program. Launch and do a shopping tour. I love those. And a talk with the program. Price $97. Total time, 4 hours. All right, so remember, for the person who's making 0, 4 hours, we need 31 people. $3,007. So you buy one program, say under 300. Going through a shopping tour, everyone's holding their program on their phone, like this, and you do your talk. And you can do your talk, you know, in the market. Sometimes really nice ones like little health food stores let you. And also, it's a nice pitch to them, guys. Hint, hint, hint. It's a nice pitch to say, or you do a talk in their back. There was a cute little place in Philly. It was named a Scene Market. And I actually used to go to La Leche League there and a bunch of they had other talks there. And it was just this adorable little, you know, place in the back. And, you know, they would do workshops and people would come in and talk, and it was a nice little community area as well. So you can go to a lot of little health food stores, CSAs, community centers, you know, that have those kind of places. Health food stores sometimes have those places. Or you can even approach, you know, Whole Foods sometimes. They'll let you and say, you know, can I do a talk here about this? This is my intention. And this will also bring you in clients. I will be, you know, promoting you as well. And people are really open. People really are excited if you're excited. You know, so put your nerves like to the side before you approach. But this is $97. If you wanted to take out the shopping tour, do a talk in a program, and do, you know, maybe do the shopping tour like online, like on a Zoom, and show Thrive Market, show Amazon, show people. People get like scared. They're kind of like even tonight I was eating a brown rice vegetarian sushi roll, and my son was like, oh, Mom, I don't want that. It's, you know, that's seaweed. I don't eat seaweed. And I was like laughing, thinking, here's my son. He's like 10, you know, seaweed. Like, he doesn't eat it, but I love him, you know. He doesn't know he does because it's sprinkled in his food. But I love that he knows it. And so, you know, sometimes you can even just show people, and they just want to see, like, what does seaweed look like? What does a goji berry look like? What does blackstrap molasses look like? What does nettle tea look like? What does dandelion tea look like? So you can even do that on a Zoom call. So you can change things up. So this could be face-to-face. This could be online. Goal 31 people, 3,000. So when you start thinking about this, you think about real numbers of people. You can step out of the overwhelm of editing, launching this. You get into real people. I need to have 31 people here. How many people? What do I need to do? Do I need to get like a webinar? Do I need to have a face-to-face? Do I need strategy sessions? And that's where the planning comes in. Julie's saying, do you get permission from the store? I often do. I go right in, and I did, you know, I would say, and even like, you know, major chains, guys, whether it's Trader Joe's or major chains like ShopRite or some of the others, they have healthy food sections now. They're very happy to let people in. So, you know, don't just think that this needs to be done at like a Whole Foods. I think a lot of, you know, people don't just shop at a Whole Foods. Trader Joe's is really, really nice. So you can go into a lot of those. Farmers markets are really nice. In Philadelphia, where I'm from, there was a gorgeous inside farmers market. This can be done in so many places. I also have local farms here that actually have little places where you can do talks. So really reach out and look locally. Look locally where you can do this. You know, again, this can be done online, but it can also be done online. So yes, I like gain permission. I just think it's fun. I think that also it forces you to do what we did years ago, which was meet people, guys. Meet people. That's where your business is really going to soar. Erin is saying, what do you feel is too fast? 6 months, certain number of clients. I'm not sure I understand that question. You could reframe that question. I would be more than happy to answer that, my sweet friend, Erin. And then I can answer that. Donna's saying, if you want to start a membership site, would you use the same type of launch approach? If I did a membership personally, I would include materials of programs per se. I would either charge Like if I had the membership set up with the programs, I would either charge where they had to buy in quarters, so that you were dripping out in quarters and you didn't drip out like a whole program at once and then lose out on that person like paying, but then maybe not paying the next month and gaining materials. If you wanted to set up a membership site, what I do with the coaches that I work with, or if somebody wants to, lay this out in the forum, is that we really start, I have you do this, lay it out what you want to include. What do you want to include in that membership? Why is it important? What is going to set you apart from somebody else? What is unique about this membership? How many phone calls? So that you're actually involving program or handouts, calls, and support to support each one of those, and then come up with that price and make it so that it's exciting for that person to go to the next phase. Why are they going to the next phase? So that the retention, say you're at like 47, or, say you're doing an introductory, let's just say like 27 times 50 people, 1,350 times 12. That's 16,200. So you need to figure out how much. You always need to back into it, and think, how much money do I need to make? And what do I want to do? There wouldn't be a separate launch plan per se. I mean, if you're doing a membership, there's, in essence, always a launch. There has to be a drive to get people to come so that you're always filling back up your funnel. That's the important thing of understanding the whole funnel. Like if you have a funnel and you have up here where people are coming in, how are they coming in? Opt-in freebies, webinars, and then what are you leading them to? What is in this? Is it a tripwire like right here? Then maybe they're buying. And most people in their membership, part of what they leak out, maybe it's like one little tripwire that's part of the membership. So you're leading them into something that's really desirable, so they want to get into the membership. I don't cover full memberships in the launch school. I will just say that straight out. Like, we will be adding, the launch school is going to be an ongoing process of adding really cool stuff, guest experts, everything of that nature. So once you buy in, just like we added a new material this time, I'm going to be adding more materials. Once you buy in, and the price will eventually go up. It will, as I add in other stuff. I'm not going to turn it into a membership and a monthly and stuff like that. But yes, I can cover this. Just like if you have a question in one of the live streams, I will spend the whole 30-minute office hour going over mapping out a membership and how I would do it. I would do it on a whiteboard. See my sweet whiteboard over there, one of them, so that your questions really get asked. And that's what the live streams in the office hours are about. And if you can't make them and you can submit a question to me, I will cover just that whole question 100%. And if you have a question that I don't know, I will get it answered for you. I mean, I don't feel like I know everything, but I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable in a lot of areas, or at least in the ones that I've done. Okay, Erin was saying you were talking about going too fast with the program, too fast to a launch, a time frame like 6 months from the start of a biz. Oh God, I think I was saying too fast in a launch. I see too many coaches try to launch a program too fast. They don't get, because they think they're going to like miss out. Like, just like spring came and everyone was like, oh, I've got to launch a spring program. And I said, you know what? Don't launch that fast. First of all, look at the fact that Easter's coming up. Look at spring break. Look at dates. Then Mother's Day comes up. Look at the dates that are happening. Make sure that your launch is set at the appropriate times and that you give yourself enough time for marketing, pre-marketing, open cart, close cart, the start date, everything, that you're really thinking about all those dates. like, and I'll even just show just one, like this is one of the sheets that you actually get in Launch School. There, we have a lot of planning calendars because everyone's brain works differently. And this is what I've learned over time. This is to help you go through every aspect of a launch. Like, what is your action list? What are you launching? Are you doing a pre-call? Are you doing live workshops or events? Are you doing Facebook promotion? And then taking you through so that you actually see, like, who's doing this? What is the accomplished date? Are you doing promotion? Are you scheduling your emails? Are you scheduling your social media? For some people, it feels overwhelming, but at the same time, if we don't start thinking in that way, we go like this. We go, okay, I'm editing. And then we get so lost in editing that we don't even think about a sales page. And then we don't think about even sharing the excitement. I've seen some people who didn't even, they edited, they got like a sales page up on Eventbrite and they got more people to their launch than I saw some other people who spent so much money in the whole process and time and never even launched. So a huge part about launching is the excitement, taking pictures as you're launching and dripping it out and sharing just that whole awesome process. So I think that's what I was saying, Aaron. A time frame, like if I was saying talking about too fast with the program, I meant the whole launch process. I like to see a 6-week process. Stacy, who is one of my my moderators on here, she knows it's not that you can't shrink that to 3 weeks. You just need to know in that 3 weeks what you are doing every day, like tasks every day. And it doesn't mean that you're working hours and hours, but it's like every day there needs to be something that you are doing. So it is done and you have pre-dripping, open cart, and then you're launching. And I still think that 3 weeks, that's for a more advanced launcher. That's for a person who has people that are coming back and that they've launched before. And again, this goes the same. This isn't just for launch a program, guys. This is for a webinar. This is even for an opt-in freebie. This is even for a challenge. This is, you know, so that you guys are launching in the way that gets you clients, even one-on-ones. You know, I see a lot of people who try to do webinars to get one-on-ones, and they get 10 people to a webinar. So it's like there has to be the appropriate launching. Okay. Oh, wait. So if you're saying if I were to launch a spring detox in 6 weeks, first part of May, that wouldn't be now, I think, I mean, I was just talking about this in Launch School because we're like about kicking off. I have everyone filling out a sheet on their launch times. Because it also, what Launch School does is it forces you to set those dates. I need to know open cart, closed cart, official date, goals, everything. What are you launching? Why are you launching it? I actually like May. I mean, why push something if it's like we're already at April 4th? It's like if you do something, what, in 2 weeks? How are you going to let people even know unless you have a list of people who are ready and a VIP list that you've been collecting in the last 2 weeks? And that's strategic thinking that you would do for the next one. But no, like that, make that all honoring mothers, honoring women. You don't have to be a mother. We're a mother to, you know, ourselves in so many different ways. Walks through the steps together, even if they plan to actually launch on different dates. Would you ever run a group launch program where everyone walks through the steps together, even if they plan to actually launch on different dates? I'm not sure I understand that. If you can pop that question in again, that would be great. If the space doesn't hold 30 people, would you choose to do more classes? If the space doesn't hold 30 people, like right here, I would either ask them if I could do it twice, or I wouldn't up the price. I think people are, you know, people are weird with price. I mean, I would do it twice. Okay, CJ saying, not sure if questions go here, so please excuse. If you have a small home space, how can one exclusively conduct a cooking party? So another option, and that's a great question, and I've done this even with people, and some people don't like to open up their home. So that's the other thing, guys. I'm a very private person, just in general, even though I don't appear that way online. But I've actually gone and said to people, hey, would you like to host a party, and given someone a gift? So they get a gift for like hosting the party. So you can actually reach out to somebody and say, would you like to host a party, and give them, you know, a gift, or give them something extra that's really nice, honor them in some way. And some people just love to be hosts just in general. So maybe they get the program for free. Maybe they get the program and a session with you. So many great ways to honor people. You know, for me, I do essential oils. So I like to give people little gift bags, little swag bags, give them little oil gifts and programs and a session, and life is good. Strategy 3, buy sugar program. This could also be mindset, although I think sugar is great for a gym. Partner with a gym. Grain-free is also great though. 70-30 split. You can also do 60-30. Price is $157. $157 at 50 people. And again, that is cheap. Like, for no problem, CJ, anytime. Great question. That is cheap, $157. I just want to show you that this is so doable. So doable that it's like mind-boggling, okay? $157, you pitch to a gym. Hey, look, let's roll this out, because you're charging $157 and the gym is going to pop in their fee for signing up people. That's why it's going to be a little of a combo price. So they're going to pop in their fee like, hey, sign up for this, for X amount of classes, and your price is going to be $157. You're going to do a combo, but it's going to be $7,850. Your cut's $5,495. They're going to make their own cut, or you do a 60-40. If we do a 60-40, 7,850 times 0.60. Your cut is $4,710. I will put $1 million on the fact that you will get one-on-one clients from that. And you could even, if you wanted, so do that and do two like a kickoff and a wrap up. So again, 4 hours out of your time, you know, face-to-face meeting people, they get to know you, you get to know them. A lot of you do either supplements, oils, whatever you do, that can be extra passive income. Also communicate, you talk with the gym, it's planned, and then all of a sudden, boom, you are making money. Okay, I'm just going through questions. Okay. Just had to put this. Often we make the mistake of launching like everyone else. We're not spending enough time pre-marketing, dripping out the buzz, and making a concrete launch plan. So what can you do? This is what I was saying. Like 100%, if you have questions about the launch goal, it is Elite 15, April 10th, 9 p.m. Use upon checkout or buy now. Anita is one of the coaches. I actually met her when I was teaching at Hippocrates, which I've been teaching business there for 3 years, every season. And I met Anita. She had not a site. She had nothing. She had a vision with her sister, and it was a beautiful vision. And I met her at Hippocrates, and she came up to me and she was just like, this is what I want to do. Anita joined the launch goal. She bought a program. Actually, she bought a program and the 5-day clean eating challenge, which she turned into a raw, because she's raw and she believes in that modality of eating. She got a site, and also she met, and this is an important part, in our community, and Stacy can attest to this, she met another woman who she then met her webmaster. She got her website done by this other person because she loved the other person's website. So she made a connection, and that's another important thing. She made a connection, she got her website done, she got launched. And that is a perfect example of just somebody who went from nothing. And when I was just teaching at Hippocrates, I went up to one of the directors and I said, guess what? And there are a few actually students who have come over to the programs and bought. I said, our sweet Anita, like, her vision, it's not just a vision anymore. It's done. It's a website that's launched and she's doing her work. And, you know, that to me is what's really important. Like, it's, you know, we often are in a lot of groups, and I try to make the paid forums, you know, as much interaction, but this is more of a mastermind. And so when we go into full like work mode, that's when you're going to see me in our forum, like, okay, what is everyone doing? What is our plan? And this is, we'll see, like, you even have little planning sheets. We focus on the niche, and you will identify your message, your niche. You will know your plan for your launch. You'll have tech tutorials as well. So a lot of the tech tutorials, and they're not the same to tech tutorials in any of the programs. So a lot of the ones we go deeper into what is necessary really for a launch. You have access to all the modules right away. So if you do feel like you need to go forward to the social media, or if you need to back up, and I have found even in my own launches that, you know, I often need to like go back to the plan. And that's also why you have me always on a live stream. I always am in there at 12:30 on Friday, no matter what is happening in my life. Open cart, closed cart, launch dates, and SOPs for the launch process. And that is in your module and your downloads as well. So let me just see. That's about it. So let me just see. Oops. Okay, Amanda's saying, so yes, if you go to yourhealthcoachbiz.com, you will see right on the left, it says launch goal. And that is launch goal. There's also a freebie in there as well. There's so much. I mean, there's so much great stuff that is in launch goal. It's hard to explain. And like I said, pretty much, so if you take off the 15%, which we have never done before, that gives you $59 off, which really means that you are at $338 to be with me, you know, and to really have more of the materials that I truly believe everyone needs to map out their launch and to take it step by step. Let me just see if there's any other questions. Okay, Amanda saying, in your example, would people pay for the sugar program and also pay for, oh, I think I already answered that. Okay, so if you have any questions, guys, please feel free to reach out to me. We start with an official kickoff call that's a 2-hour call on April 6th. That's in 2 days. So I will be going through everything. I will be going through mapping out. We will be going through mapping out your like first, you know, plan and like what that actually looks like. We will also be mapping out our calendars. We will also be touching on how to map out, oh God, how to go through your calendar. So you will be going through your calendar interactive with me on that phone call as well. So if you have questions about like what that looks like, is this right for you? Is this going to be a waste of time for you? Please, I am really open to all of those questions. Feel free to reach out to me via the sales page. That email comes directly to me, or reach out to me. Please don't do it through Facebook. Sometimes that happens. My Facebook messages get a lot of like just crazy emails all the time. Okay, so CJ is asking, CJ, can you just re-ask that question? It says Rach, not each. Okay, Danielle saying, if we order your VI program, does launch school start in 2 days? If we order your VI program, does launch school start in 2 days? Launch school, okay, so launch school always happens. Like, it happens all year round. But what I do every season is I kick off with a 2-hour class where we sit down and we hammer down everything so that you get off of that phone call and you don't feel like you're having a massive panic attack on what you're going to do, so that your plan, your launch calendar is color-coded and pretty and everything, and step by step and piece by piece. So you say, okay, what do I need to do? Where do I need to be marketing this? Do I need to be reaching out? And that you itemize it so that instead of feeling like you have to do everything at once, you can itemize it for your day. You can itemize it for your life. You can itemize it so you don't start to feel like the launch is taking you over, but so you have tasks, and those tasks can be accomplished and they're doable tasks. And Danielle, if you want to shoot me an email about the VIP, I don't know if you're asking about the VIP with me, like my VIP program, or if you mean buying VIP. So yes, if you actually work with me on my VIP program, working with me, launch school is included. And Bob's asking, do additional costs? Nope. Bob, you will get all of the materials. They will just be added. I see other programs that do that, and I don't want to do that. I'm not that person. I paid for a program myself, and it's fine. It's not that I diss anyone who does that. My goal with you guys is to honor all of you, especially who do buy programs from me, but to also honor my time of what I give. And that is kind of this cost and the materials that we put together. But there won't be additional fees for stuff that we put in there. I just want you guys to launch, and I want you to have the materials that you need and the support. So that's why even Stacy is awesome. She is really great. She comes in with videos. And she even knows the launch process really well. She's really good at MailChimp. So for a lot of you who even are looking for somebody to help you in that process, she can even do VA stuff. So she's really great. You can even talk to her. She has gone through this whole process in launch school through a whole semester and knows the materials inside and out, and also the programs, because she's been with me. Geez, Stace, how long have you been with me? A long time. Okay. So let me just go. CJ saying, if we enroll in launch, do we have, yes, you have all access. I call it rockstar access. It's one of my favorite words. Meaning we are always a member. Yep, you're always a member. The only thing that may change ever is if we moved off of Facebook in forum and moved it just to an offline forum. That would be the only thing that changed. But once you're a member, you're a member. And if that ever changes, how I roll is anyone who buys now is grandfathered in. That's just how I am. So yes, you will always get access to new materials. Whoever is in is in. it's coaches. And yes, 100% CJ, my niche, the people who come to me because I built my business from the ground up, from scratch, with no help, with no extra money from anybody. The hubby's business had crashed. So I attract that coach who is at that ground level and does feel overwhelmed and doesn't know where to put their energy, their money, their this, their that. And so they are in the early stages. And so that is why a lot of the stuff that I do doesn't focus on that higher level, but it still is, if you do want to grow, I do know how to map out a membership. I do know, how to rock webinars and clearly stuff like that. But I focus more on like the basics. And I do think even when we are up leveling, even when we are rebranding, it always comes back to the basics. I see so many people who rebrand and they miss the boat because they haven't gone back to the basics of like, what is my niche? What am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to speak to? How am I supposed to communicate with them? So 100% CJ, like this is for, I would say, early stages, basics. There are other people like Bushra who has like sold out launch. That is a very expensive program. I know it's an amazing program. I haven't taken it personally, but that is at a much higher level, different launch. This for me, I wanted to create for coaches because I do think when you're a coach, it's different from just being an entrepreneur. I wanted to create something that took you more through the process to guide you instead of giving instead of making something that was a lot of money that some coaches couldn't afford. I wanted to make it cost effective because I wish that was there for me back in the day, which is pretty much my why in a nutshell. So I hope you come, CJ. It would be wonderful to have you. Okay. Oh, the VIP package on my site. Okay, Danielle, send me a note, 100%. And if you feel, Danielle, I think we had talked about this. If anybody is wanting to buy the VIP package on my site and feels that one of those programs in there is not fit you and wants to swing in the launch goal for that, feel free to email us. We can always make a special sauce VIP package for you. So Danielle, feel free to email me, email you. Woo! Need to get to bed. Email me. I don't want you to miss out our kickoff. That's really important. Okay. Aw, Julie, you're badass. I love you too. Okay. So with that being said, feel free to hit me up with an email. I will get this replay downloaded to Zoom. Thank you for spending the night with me. I love it. Love these Tuesdays. Usually I'm a Thursday webinar girl, but maybe I gotta change it up. So have just a rad night. And with that being said, I want you to just write tonight if you can take the time. This is my homework. So I hope you're down. If you can take just 10 minutes to take a pad of paper or like a little book and just really think about your story. I think too often as coaches, we get so much into this niche, so much into the sub niche, the pitch, the message, the this, and we forget about our story. And I work with a lot of coaches who come to me either with a site or no site, and I go to their about me and I'm like, there's nothing here that makes me understand who you are, what you're about. So I want you to spend 10 minutes. I want you to write about what happened. What was life like when you were at that breakdown moment? Then I want you to write about what changed for you. So selling a program or selling anything is not just about what you're selling. People buy you and then the product. People buy you and then the program. People buy you and then they come, whatever. my one friend, Nikki Pebbles, who will be one of my guest experts, not just for Launch School, but for a mastermind and for a lot of other things I'm doing, because she's so phenomenal at what she does. She says, you have to get people to know you so well that you get to the point that says, I'm selling a pen, and people say, oh my God, I have to buy that. Why is she so phenomenal at what she does? Because her story, and she shares so much about her life and what she's about and what she stands for. So I want you to take 10 minutes tonight to really write what you stand for. And that you're not just, if you've bought programs from me and you're sitting there and you're confused and you're like, why am I doing this? And nobody's buying and nobody's signing up, then you haven't put yourself far enough out there. And take no offense in me saying this, I'm telling you the truth. Because my second coach, Nisha Moodley, told me this, and she was a game changer for me. You haven't put yourself deep enough into the story of why you believe in what you are selling. Online or offline. So I need you to go deep. Doesn't mean that you have to share the group, the gory details and all that. But I need to know beyond what your certification is and where you went to school. Because that doesn't matter to people. What matters is that you touch their heart and they identify with you. What matters is why you're doing this. What matters is your why. And your why needs to transcend from your soul to paper or out of your mouth. So I'm going to leave you with that tonight. And I do hope to see you guys in Launch School. Because this is more of what you see from me. You see from me a certain part in the forums, but you get to see more of a mastermind with me. So I hope you have a killer night. Please take the time, the 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes out of your life. And it's 10 minutes that will change your business. And the more that you do that, the more that you dive deep into letting people understand who you are and why you do this and why you're so different, because you are. Each one of you are so different. But you can't express that unless you know that, unless you know. And if you don't know, I can't know. And if I can't know, everyone else can't know. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's a blessing to be with you guys. It's a blessing, such a blessing, such an honor. And oops, some stuff on my stuff on my shirt. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you guys. Thank you for all being here. And I am going to go kiss my babies. Hopefully they're asleep, but maybe not. And I will send out the replay. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Again, it's at www.yourhealthcoachbiz.com. All right. So Launch School, and I will talk to you soon. All right, guys. Ciao, everyone. Have a killer night. Drink some nettle tea. It's the springtime. And dandelion as well. Cool the jets. Coconut water. Deep breathing. Relax. Do some stretching. And all will be good. I will see you guys later. Bye.